Either good exercise, do you think will form a base above the blue line or butt up against it? So I was essentially wondering, I was trying to gauge the XRP community. This is the XRP chart on the hourly, by the way. And yesterday we did see a bullish candlestick to the upside. Everybody, I mean, the majority, over 70% of people thought that we would continue to make our way up and not collapse below the line. Basically, what I was insinuating is that this is, support on the local level. And will we continue to maintain support, or will support flip and turn into resistance? 72.7% said that they were bullish, that we were going to form a base and move up, and only 27.3% said we were going to move down. And so here is that same chart. I had the line right there. And yesterday, you guys can see we did move up, but now, guys, sure enough, as of the time of this recording, we are now back below that level. So this is the thing, sentiment gets funny. People get funny. People think, oh, green candlesticks were obviously bullish. Who was thinking we were bullish? Remember when this happened? Who was thinking we were bullish back in here? Actually, a better example was over here, right at the beginning of the year, January. I think it started pretty much January 1st when XRP went back up to $2.41. all the way from its low of $1.83. So, this is the thing, when you've been in this market for a long time, the fake out strategies, you understand human psychology, and you understand how this market works. I personally think we're going to see lower lows. And if you guys want to hear where I'm going to be buying the dip, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Full disclosure, so far, I have not deployed any of my capital yet into the market. So now is actually quite a good time to join the Patreon. If you guys are interested, it is only $5 a month. Essentially, I let my Patreon subscribers know first what I'm going to be doing, at what price I'm going to be buying at, allocation as well, how much I'm going to be allocating to whatever cryptocurrencies I'm buying. So patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if you're interested. The Economic Ninja also commenting on the same. I have a weird feeling that XRP is heading to 75 cents as Bitcoin heads down to the mid 50s. 75 is, that would be a nice entry, but I don't know about that yet. I mean, we got to see some other things happen on the Bitcoin chart, I think, before we can assume that XRP is going down to 75 cents. Bitcoin, though, looking fairly bearish at the moment. We are actually making new lows on that Bitcoin chart, 63,500 as of the time of this recording. And guys, I'm going to be monitoring this very closely. When we get below former resistance down here, that's it. Capital is going to be deployed, but in the meantime, got to keep an eye on it. Mid 50s, I think that's a very good interpretation of where this market could go next. Zach Humphrey's bringing us some good news, shocking development that could change everything. So now, guys, Crypto.com is taking a page out of Ripple's playbook. They just got the green light conditional national bank approval in the United States. So Crypto.com, Coinbase, Ripple, they're all going to be in competition as crypto banks in the US. That's right, folks. The crypto giant is one step away from becoming a full-blown American crypto bank. So here we have it. Another cryptocurrency firm secures conditional OCC approval in a bid to become a federally regulated bank. I think back in October, we did get news that they were applying for this license. Another crypto firm, Crypto.com, has now secured conditional approval from the Office of the Controller of the Currency to pursue a federally chartered national bank license in the future. The exchange said on Monday that the approval allows it to offer digital asset custody and staking services under a federal framework. Here's a quote: "The conditional approval is the latest testament to both our commitment and compliance and to providing customer trusted and secure services they expect from Crypto.com. This milestone brings us a major step closer to meeting leading institutions' needs for the one-stop shop qualified custodian under a gold standard of federal oversight." So they sound like Ripple. Essentially, they want to be a regulated bank. They want to make sure that they're playing by the rules. They're now the latest firm to receive conditional approval, and they're following the lead of Ripple, Circle, BitGo, Fidelity Digital Assets, and Paxos. So just another one to add to the list there. Great news there coming from Zach Humphreys. Wanted to thank him for that. Coin Bureau also posting this. Matt Hugin's back in the news. Bitcoin can get to $1.4 million. He gives a timeline, though, 10 years. I think that's even a little ambitious. Well, here's what he had to say about that.
We think Bitcoin can get to $1.3, $1.4 million in the next 10 years. And that's a 20x from here. So, roughly. So yeah, we think there's plenty. The next 5 to 10 years, there's an easy 10x in crypto. This is a huge market. We're reinventing money and finance. I think we forget that this is like one of the largest markets that anyone has ever gone after in the history of mankind. Money is a really big market. Finance is a really big market. I think crypto will disrupt all of that. So yeah, I think it's an easy 10x in the next 10 years. I think it may be significantly more than that and may indeed come sooner than that.
10x in 5 to 10 years and maybe 20x over the long term. It may be significantly more than that even. So Matt Hoogan's super bullish. I mean, when you think about it, this industry is humongous. When you think about what's going on with like crypto.com, for example, Ripple, and other major cryptocurrency firms, the companies that really do have resources, right? You know, it's not just every single exchange that's applying for a US banking license. It's the big guys. So you have to have money to play ball, but these guys really do see where the market's going. And, holding XRP, definitely one of the best decisions I've made in my entire life. Kevin Cage here, guys, posting this. What is this Just token on the XRP ledger? So apparently a new token just appeared on the XRP ledger. Total market value at $861 million only. I did some research on the Just token. It's a real world asset tokenization platform specializing in commodities, specifically energy and natural resources. So an interesting new addition to the XRP ledger. It transforms these into digital financial assets on blockchains like the XRPL, aiming to reduce risk, lower transaction costs, and enable efficient, transparent trading and financing. It evolved from or builds on the legacy of Argo token, which pioneered tokenized agricultural assets like grains, interesting, and now focuses on enterprise-grade B2B solutions. Just Token provides end-to-end infrastructure, so from asset origination to tokenizing to monetizing, trading and liquidation, often incorporating blockchain and AI. There's some more information down here. I'll link this in the description of the video. Some examples, though, of their partners include collaborations with major energy players like one in Argentina. They're a national oil and energy company. They're called YPF Luz to launch platforms like EnerToken for digital energy contracting and management on the XRP ledger. It's positioned as institutional and non-US focused. So if you guys want to get some exposure to other facets of the world economy, I guess, with connections to traditional finance, so mentions Visa ties as well, and contributes heavily to XRPL's utility and real tokenized value rather than just speculation. So an interesting new token here. The XRP ledger is going to be attracting so much more, guys. It's more than just finance. Real world asset digitization is going to be a huge industry. It already is building quite rapidly and quite robustly. So wanted to thank Kevin Cage just for posting that. Wanted to keep moving. You don't ever think of Bitcoin as the yang to real estate's yin, do you? Well, Grant Cardone breaks it down perfectly. Here's what he said in terms of diversifying assets and why he's interested in something so diametrically in opposition. Listen to this.
Bring it.
There are just a few finite asset classes out there, and real estate and crypto are two of them. How are you mixing the two and why?
Well, look, I've been buying real estate for 40 years, multifamily real estate, the cash flows, institutional quality, great assets, and, ran across Bitcoin about 13 years ago and looked at the possibility of combining the two, one that's visible, the other that's invisible, one that's very, very liquid being Bitcoin, almost too liquid sometimes, and the other that's very illiquid, one that cash flows and one that doesn't. So it's like two financial vehicles that are opposites. They say opposites attract, Liz. So we looked at putting these together. I'm not a gambler. I'm a very conservative investor. I like cash flow. I love real estate. But I don't like that real estate is very heavy. It's very slow to move. It's very, very expensive to fix. Bitcoin costs nothing to fix. There's no roofs, no plumbing, no HVAC. No evictions, no property taxes. So we combine the two. We have the largest real estate Bitcoin hybrid in the world. We've done 5 different projects just last year, and I expect to be the largest real estate Bitcoin hybrid that will challenge the old REIT structures.
He's been buying multifamily for 40 years for the cash flow and institutional grade stability. So with regards to a hedge fund, investing in the two most, as he does say here, finite assets. Of course, there's only 21 million Bitcoin and real estate out there is finite. I guess they could keep building, but location is key as well. An interesting perspective there, I think, on cryptocurrencies. And, I would extend this past Bitcoin. I wouldn't just say it's Bitcoin. It's going to be the real world assets that do really fundamentally change the structure of how we work, how we live. The future of finance, of course, has been a big talking point for the crypto community for so long. So then it becomes, out of the 35.5 million cryptocurrencies in existence, which ones are going to have staying power? All very good questions. Of course, Bitcoin, the granddaddy, definitely going to be sticking around, I think. Bolivia's Banco Ganadero turns to Ripple partner TerraPay for cross-border transactions. Guys, we got this from Mike Manfield. This has to do with Ripple partner TerraPay. So they're a global money movement company. They've just announced a strategic partnership with Banco Ganadero. This is a bank in Bolivia. And guys, they're looking into 24/7 real-time payment processing across the country. Of course, you're going to do this with DLT technology running on the XRP ledger. Bolivians living abroad can now send funds to Bolivia quickly, securely, and with real-time availability. Payments can now get credited to any bank account in Bolivia through the ACH system. They support accounts, mobile wallets, YOLO Pago. Don't know what that is. Banco Ganadero's digital wallet offering multiple and convenient payout options. Remittances play a crucial role in Bolivia's economy. See, it all goes back to the same narrative. Remittances. When you have people from a country living abroad, they tend to send money back. I mean, they're living abroad so that they can work where there are jobs, and they send money back home. With nearly 2 million Bolivians residing abroad, this partnership strengthens key remittance corridors, including Spain, the US, Chile, Argentina, Switzerland, and Brazil, ensuring faster and more reliable access to funds for recipients in Bolivia. And here's a quote, guys. Remittances continue to play a vital role in Bolivia's economy, with officially recorded inflows reaching $1.29 billion in 2024. According to World Bank-based estimates, this is only increasing as we begin 2026. So they're noticing the numbers are just going to continue to grow, right? At the time when thousands of Bolivians abroad rely on fast, dependable ways to support their families back home, our partnership with Banco Ganadero delivers exactly what the market needs: real-time payments. This has been a talking point for so many years now, and it felt like the trailblazers were doing it in 2019, 2020, and now more and more mainstream banks are adopting DLT technology, whether it's through Ripple directly or through Ripple partners like TerraPay, like Flutterwave, like I don't know, there's so many of them. Novati is another one. Not to mention, we have Visa and MasterCard, also Ripple partners, documented Ripple partners that are helping with instant transactions from a credit card standpoint. So guys, this is the future. Like we say, cryptocurrency is going to be a huge industry, as Matt Hugin does say here. So getting to a $1.4 million Bitcoin, if we 10 or 20x, what does that mean for a cryptocurrency like XRP, which is currently trading at about $1.33? If we look at 10 or 20x, $1.33 times 10, we're looking at $13.30. Or if we double that, $1.33 times 20, that's $26.60. So if we just assume that the market will grow eventually at that same rate, we only are at $2.21 trillion. And many pundits have said that $10 trillion is not out of the question. That's only about 5x, just under 5x from here. So we're getting there, guys, slowly but surely. The molasses moves slowly. Luckily for us, we've got David Schwartz keeping us entertained. Conditions weren't great last night, but I still managed to get this shot of the Fish Head Nebula, believed to be the most roly-poly of all nebulas. Now, I can't see what he's looking at all here. I'm not an astronomer. But guys, David Schwartz did just mention the Fish Head Nebula. What is the Fish Head Nebula? So apparently it's a vibrant emission nebula and star-forming region located in the constellation of Cassiopeia, about 6,000 light years from Earth. It is part of the larger Heart Nebula complex, featuring hot young stars that illuminate surrounding gas with ultraviolet light. There is more information here regarding this. David Schwartz, an amateur amateur astronomer, but there's never a post without a riddle. Fish Head Nebula. Nebula. I have it there already. Calculate in the Gematria calculator, guys. And what do we find here? Let's just scroll down a little bit here. I wanted to show you guys right down in here. We have a couple of things that were quite interesting that I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, right down here, guys. RippleNet is listed here in the Gematria calculator. Not only that, if I scroll up here, you guys can also see XRP Moon. Is it always a coincidence that when David Schwartz posts something, it always relates to something XRP related? Is he Bearable Guy or is it another Ripple insider? I mean, I'm still so curious to know who Bearable Guy is. I think, though, once we do get something meaningful, maybe a positive narrative, something that'll help bolster the crypto market, we will definitely see XRP price rebound. Other cryptocurrencies are going to rebound as well. Today, guys, we're trading in a speculative market. And if you want to see how I'm trading that spec market, description of the video, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.